Good morning, welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we're meeting. So today we are going to spend a little time in the kitchen. Well, most of my videos are in the kitchen, aren't they? I am looking forward to getting out in the garden hopefully soon because I'm going to make some raised beds. So watch out for that one in a up and coming video. Now today I thought I might go through this freezer and have a look and find something that we can make for dinner tonight, because as I said, I wanted to try and get this freezer and my other fridge freezer a little more emptier, because in April I'm going to do a whole heap of freezer meals, because I'm going away for about a week. So that's the state of the freezer. Can you see it? So yeah, there's a bit in here. So for the next few nights I'm definitely going to look at, you know, what I can use up in this freezer here. I've got some plums from our plum tree, so yeah, I need to make some jam at some point, and some plum sauce. I want to make some plum sauce. So let's have a rummage in here and see what we can find. Open this all the way up. Got some what do you call it? Celery, some of my chopped celery there. So I've got some odds and ends of bread to save up and blitz up into breadcrumbs. Got a couple of packets of beef pastrami. They're a little bit freezer burnt, so I really need to do something with them. And then I've got all this asparagus. There's 5 packets of asparagus here, and that was not from this spring, it was from the spring before. So I really need to use some of this. And I've got some more more celery there, so I'm going to grab the other celery and pop it in this basket. See, it's just frozen into a chunk, and you just do that, and then it's all good again. Okay, alright, so I've taken 2 packets of asparagus out. Okay, alright. And need to think. These could be good in a pizza, on a pizza. Alright, I might actually do something with these, get them out of the freezer. So I'm going to save the pastrami for a pizza. Right, what have I got in this one here? This little one is usually butter, so I've got some bagel, some hash browns. Over here, hash browns aren't shredded. Shredded potato. They are shredded potato, but in a formed. They're formed. So this is quite typical of a hash brown over here. I've got some there, so we could do breakfast for dinner one night. Oh, I wonder if we should do breakfast for dinner tonight. No, that could be tomorrow night. Got some butter here that I bought for 50 cents each pat, and they're lemon and peppercorn New Zealand butter, and it's good for fish and seafood. I've got 7 of these, and I bought them ages ago now, so they were best before August 21. So you know, we're coming up on 3 years now, but they've been in the freezer the whole time. So I really must start thinking about using up these. This would be really nice if I pan fried some chicken breast, some thin chicken breast, and made a sauce with this. I think I've got some chicken breast over here. So I've already come up with a couple of meal ideas. The other thing is I've got a tray of eggs here, so I'm wondering if I make a quiche tonight or a frittata. I'm going to make a frittata. So I'm going to use up a whole heap of veg and make a frittata. Yeah, no, that's what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Tomorrow I might make a pan-fried chicken. And what else have I got? I've got some compound butter. This one is raspberry compound butter that we made in a video quite a long time ago. So this one is a raspberry compound butter. So it's got freeze-dried raspberry through it, and that would be really good on pancakes. Looks like I might have a few pancakes in my life shortly. I've got a bag of sausages and some homemade butter. Right. Okay, I should be writing this down actually. Here's another thing of sausages. I've also got some 5-seed bread that I've frozen into 2 packs that I quite enjoy myself. It's homemade. So I've got some of those. Let's have a look and see what's in this one. So far I've got some breadcrumbs to do. Right. So I've got some puff pastry. So I really need to use that up. So that's, I'm going to grab a pen and paper. Okay, so far we've got breakfast for dinner as a meal idea, and we've got pan-fried chicken, excuse me, with a lemon pepper sauce, and then we'll just have a side of like mashed potato would be quite nice, and a side of veg. And then I need to use up the puff pastry because it's June 23, so I could do some sort of a pie. Oh, speaking of pies, I've just found two pies. So I've got my pie tins for little individual pies, which over here in New Zealand and Australia we love our handheld pies. Anybody that visits New Zealand tries them and fall in love with them. So see, that's the pie. So I'm pretty sure these are mince and cheese. So I've got 2 mince and cheese pies here, and I did this because I was going to see if I could freeze a whole heap and then use them. So I might look at cooking these up one of the nights, and I've got some little savouries as well. So we might have a pie night as well. Pies. And what else have I got? Another bagel and some broccoli florets. So that's probably, they're quite old now, so I need to use up these. So we're going to put broccoli down as a side. Broccoli. So I could have broccoli in the frittata. And I've got some more butter, homemade butter. Alright. Good. And then down the bottom here I've got some breakfast sausages, some homemade bread rolls. Let's cook them up. Some shaved chocolate. And here we've got more sausages, some Grinch cookies. Let's cook them up. We've got butter, we've got garlic, we've got some pastry. Like only a sheet or 2. I'm going to do something with that as well. A couple of freezer burnt crumpets. That's the sort of crumpets that we have over here. Let's get rid of them. More pastry by the looks of it. Sweet pastry. It's 10th of the 7th. So this was last year. So could make a dessert. Actually, I'll make a dessert another night. got some chicken breast. Okay. I brought these at Gilmore's, and they are Tuscan sauce, so it's a pasta sauce. They were a quick sale for $2 each, so I grabbed both of them. So that's going to make a pasta bake one night. Pasta bake. And if I've got any mince left, I can use that. So I'm going to leave this one out of the freezer, and that can start thawing for a dinner for another night. We've got some mince, some nacho mince, some cheeses, some more mince, and got more bread, and I've got the pureed pumpkin. And then in the drawer I've got some more pasta, some peas. This is how I freeze my lemon juice every winter. This needs to come out actually because I've got none in the fridge at the moment. Plums. Right, perfect. Alright. Pretty much know the lay of the land now. Needs to go in there. Alright, so I do have quite a few sausage meals. So we're going to put sausages on that list as well. So I'm just going to have a look at my monthly meal plan. I have been forgetting to not, cross them out, but I was away for 4 nights as well, so I know husband would have made some meals. But anyway, we've got some breakfast for dinner, pan-fried chicken with a lemon pepper sauce, some pies, pasta baked sausages, and there's mince in there as well. Oh my gosh, I've got like a week's worth of meals just sitting in this little freezer here. So that's what we're going to be doing this week. That's easy as. So I'm not going to bother going on this list here, although some of them I might be able to make. Like one of them is spaghetti bolognese, so I could use that sauce and some of the mince that's in there to make a spaghetti bolognese. Also lasagna, so I could do a lasagna instead, although I have been having a hankering to make a different lasagna, and I was thinking something like chicken and using up some of that pumpkin puree, because pumpkins are coming into season now, and that pumpkin has I made quite some time ago last month, so we might even make a chicken pumpkin lasagna. Well, that sounds nice. I'm going to write that down. A chicken, because we do have chicken breast in there as well, pumpkin lasagna. If there's any of these meals that you think you would like to watch, let me know in today's comments, and then I'll make sure that I film them and make a bigger video. Right, so enough gabbing, me and my gabbing. I know, but thank you so much. You were also lovely saying, we enjoy your gab, blah blah away. That was really nice. So tonight we're going to make the frittata though, so I'm going to go and check this other fridge and have a look at some of the veg that we can use up, and we will get to making a frittata. I just grabbed my roasting pan out of the oven, and I'm putting all those bread ends. Looks like it was a focaccia. Yes, I made a focaccia, so that's what that is. And I'm going to pop that into the oven. Right, I'm going to grab a oven tray, and I'm going to cook up these Grinch cookies. Well, there's only 5 of them. So I'm going to chuck them in the oven as well. The bread rolls I need to set aside to thaw properly. I need a new tea towel and a new cloth. I also wanted to talk to you about how my no shopping and low budget plan is going, and I've got some figures here. I realised I didn't put out a video in February, so I'm going to do February, March right now. So January I spent $467.42, so I was over budget of $47.42. So just to recap, I'm trying to spend only 5,000 New Zealand dollars this year on groceries, and yeah, so I was 47, so that equates to, I rounded it to 420 a month. And then February I spent $515, and that was over $95, and that was because I ended up going to the supermarket when my husband got COVID. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well, let's go and get some ice blocks, let's go and stock up on some orange juice, tissues, all that sort of stuff. So I whipped into the closest supermarket we've got, and before I knew it, I'd spent $170. It was ridiculous. It's just the reason why I want to stay out of the supermarket as much as possible, because yeah, it was ridiculous. Anyway, so I overspent by $95 that month. March, we did the shop with me, and that was the last that I've shopped for this household. So it's $299.35 I ended up spending for the month of March, which is under budget by $120.65, which is great because it means that the 2 months prior that I'd gone slightly over, I've now made up. So I'm only $21.77 over my budget for the year if I'm rounding it out. So yeah, there's definitely months that I can you know, stretch things further by doing exactly what I'm doing now, like going through these freezers. I've got inventories for the main freezers, but these ones in here I don't bother. I probably should, but yeah. So anyway, for the total for the 3 months is $1,282.07 that I've spent this year on groceries. So that's pretty amazing. I was on average spending $300 a week in the supermarket, easy. So I've really pared that back. I think the second half of the year is probably going to be a lot more difficult, but yeah, I just wanted to give myself a little challenge, and that's what I've done. All right, so that's just updating that. Right, so sorry, knee sore. I'm going to chop up that asparagus. So I'm going to put it into a bowl of hot water right now. And just get that so that I can get it into the frittata. Right, and then I've got this one little piece of pastry. What could I do with that? How about I just make, it's only one, but it needs to be used up. It's silly having it in there. Can either make some pizza scrolls, or I could do something like cinnamon sugar and do that. I might just do a little bit of cinnamon sugar because I've got the little bickies as well. So what I'm going to do is just grab this and grab a little bit of sugar, grab a little bit of butter, I'll just make a little treat to go on the tin along with the 5 cookies. I've maybe used 1 teaspoon of sugar. grab some cinnamon. And just roll it up. Try and roll it nice and tight. Just gonna push them down. That's a great way of using up just a leftover piece of pastry in the freezer that was getting freezer burnt. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. There, made 12 little scrolls. I'll chuck that in the oven when the other things come out. Right, what's next? Just clean up. So I did want to also say that I'm having a rethink of the no spend at the supermarket. And I'd really love your thoughts. Like, is it something that you guys are following or and enjoying sort of watching my challenge, and you want me to stay out of the supermarket and see how I go for the year? The only thing that I was thinking was because somebody sent me a comment last video. It was the pineapple video. I think it was the pineapple video, and she said that, oh, it was the shop with me. And she said that Pack and Save had pineapples for $2.99, which is so much cheaper. And I was thinking, you know, like, because of the very low spend budget that I've got, it makes sense that if something's really good, a really good price at a supermarket, for instance, the butter is $4.30 this week at Woolworths, then I should really be buying it there instead of paying higher price somewhere else. So I almost feel like the two challenges don't go hand in hand. So it's either I'm doing the low spend or I'm not shopping at the supermarket. I don't know. I'd like your thoughts, because if it's something that you're interested in seeing if I can do for the whole year, then I will stick to it. But if you think, no, you're right, you know, you should be chasing the specials, and let's see if we can get the $5,000 budget, then yeah, I really love your advice. And yeah, because I don't want to also sort of like just give up on the challenge. I still don't want to shop at the supermarket. I still want to do mostly, you know, at the other places that I've been doing it for the last 3 months. But should I just allow myself to go and buy really good specials as they become available? So anyway, give me your thoughts. Pop it down in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, so this video is kind of all over the place, I know, but I'm sorry. Hopefully you're learning something as we go along. All right, so frittata, because I've got a tray and a bit of eggs. That's tonight's meal. And then tomorrow I might make the pan fried chicken with lemon pepper sauce. So let me know if you want to watch that one. So what else can I do right now? I'm going to go and check the veg again. Okay, so I've got cabbage, I've got some carrots, and I've got one of those leeks, so we'll put that. We'll also put in the asparagus, and I'm going to put in some potato, some diced potato into the frittata, and I'm also going to grab some of that frozen broccoli and pop that in there as well. So I'm just going to chop up all these veggies. So I'm just going to chuck all the veggies into this little dish here. I'm not going to pre-cook anything. And I know leeks and onions are similar, but I love them both, and I've got plenty of onions to use up. I'm going to just shove that in there. Try and get it evenly. And we'll grate these, I think. Somebody was asking about these peelers. We just picked them up at the supermarket. There is actually no brand on them, but you buy them in the supermarket over here for $3 or $4. Oops, just going to chuck that in whole. I'm really hoping to get some veg in the garden for winter. So I really want to get some silver beet and some spinach in, and broccoli and collie in, and maybe some cabbage as well. I'm a little bit late for leeks. And I've also got a tomato that I'm going to pot up, and I'm going to bring it inside and see if I can get tomatoes if it's sitting next to the fire. Actually, I might no, I will sit it next to the fire and see if I get tomatoes through winter. Because I never got any tomatoes in the ground. Don't waste the little end, you might as well chuck it in there. The outer leaves are a bit spongy. That can go straight in there. Right. So I'm just going to cut these pretty small so that they have a chance to cook. So thin slices. So yeah, so that's about the size of the dice that I'm doing. I'm just going to pop that in there as well. I'm thinking the asparagus is a bit weird to put in here because of the other veg that I put in here. There's so much root veg. So I think I've decided I'm going to make the asparagus a side. And I'm not going to put cabbage in there either. I'm going to make a coleslaw to go on the side of this. So it's a great recipe for using up any little odds and sods in your fridge or freezer. So I've just grated some cheese, and I've got some leftover dinner. I made up an Asian noodle dish. It's got carrot, cabbage, hoisin sauce, sesame, some beef that was marinated in soy and honey, and some zucchini in there, and there's this much left. I might chuck it in this frittata as well. It's definitely becoming a fridge clean out. Right, so I just want to the more veg I have in here, the less less egg that I need to put in here. Right. I think that'll still be really nice. The noodles through there. And now it's got a little bit of beef as well, so that'll keep farmer husband happy. If you had leftover rice, that could work quite nice. Right, I think that's pretty well distributed. So I'm going to go with 8 eggs. Eight eggs. Don't have any cream left, so I'm just going to use a bit of milk. And I'm going to fork. I'm just going to add some salt to that, and I want to salt veggies as well. I'm going to add some chives, some dried chives. And pepper. Now I'm just going to pour it as evenly as I can. Right, I can see that 8 eggs is not going to be enough for this size dish. It's going to need a dozen. That's better. Okay, so you can get a dozen eggs apparently at the warehouse for $5. Right, that's better. I can see the egg now. Now I've got a little bit of cheese. Just going to top that. Oh, I forgot to put the broccoli in there. Never mind, it's full enough. I could have broccoli as a side even. I'm going to check the stuff in the oven. Right, the bread can come out and those cookies are ready. So I'm going to chuck those pinwheels in. And I'll put this in. Actually, I might swap them around. Just in case it bubbles over. There's the Grinch cookies. I do have a video on that. I'll pop it at in the description if you. They are so good. So good to get them out of the freezer now. Alright, so I'm baking that on 180 for until the egg has set. So I'm going to pick, it's probably going to be 25 minutes to half an hour. Need to pop the spoon in good old oven. Must name her. Right, I'm going to have a clean up and then we'll have a chat once this has come out of the oven. Right, there's the Grinch cookie. So delicious. Give them a try. They make different colours. I've chucked some bread rolls, they're still frozen, on this baking sheet. So I'm just going to let them come up to temperature and rise, and then I will bake that off. I will put brush some milk on the tops and might even sprinkle some sesame seeds on the top, so that can go with dinner. I've decided I'm going to use the asparagus as a side and some of that broccoli that's getting freezer burnt as a side, and not do the coleslaw. I'll do that with another dish maybe tomorrow nights, because you might like my coleslaw recipe as well. I'm going to pick that you guys will want to see the pan fried chicken, so I think I will probably film that for you guys tomorrow as well. The breadcrumbs have toasted. I've just turned my Thermomix on. I'm going to whiz them up, and then when I've finished with the oven with the frittata, I will just pop them back in the oven and make sure that they're dried up really, really well. And then just to save, you know, me having to worry about whether they've you know, dried and conditioning it in a jar, I'm going to throw them back in the freezer, but I'm going to make it a priority to use them up as soon as possible. I've got some fish, some snapper in the freezer, so we might have pan fried fish and chips one night as well. Right, so yeah, wait for these scrolls to come out and the frittata, and then that will be that. I'll show you what the frittata looks like. It's morning here, so we're just going to have it cold, and or I may even heat it up later on this afternoon, but I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out, but I won't show you it tonight because I want to get this video out for you today. Righty, so the frittata took 35 minutes. Now, that beautiful. So the best way to tell if it's ready and that your egg is cooked is just get a knife and poke the middle, and if you see liquid egg, obviously it needs a little bit longer, which mine did at 25 minutes, so there was still a little bit of liquid egg, so I just put it in for another 10 minutes. So that's ready, and I'm just going to leave that in the container like that, and I'll just decide later on tonight whether we're going to have it hot or cold. I might warm it up, just sees what I'm like, you know, what I feel like. Here's all the breadcrumbs, so I will bag those up once they're fully cooled, and the little pizza scrolls. So I'll put them in the baking not, I want to say tin, but it's not a tin, it's a container. So I'll put that in the baking container, and no doubt they will get gobbled up. The bread rolls are still sitting there rising. As I said, I will pop them in the oven The bread rolls are still rising, so I'll pop them in the oven a little bit later, and we'll have that along with tonight's dinner. So I hope this has given you a couple of different ideas, and maybe even motivate you to go through your fridge freezers and just have a look and see what you can make for meals out of what you've already got. Oh, flies drive me nuts. Cannot wait for winter. Out, out, out. Drives me nuts, and I know it drives you nuts. Oh, there's another one. Out. Out. Yes. 2 for 2. All right, anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let me know which of the meals that I suggested to make from this freezer that you would be interested in watching. And I hope you are all well, and take care, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now.